Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome back to Brownlow Books, and boy do I have a fucking doozy for you this week. I have felt the pressure a little bit to be reading more like popular things, the things that everyone are talking about, and just for me, I'm a mood reader, it hasn't been hitting, I don't want to like start it and hate it and be like, why is everyone like this, and then like get all up in my fucking head about everything, you know how people are sometimes. Anyways, so that led me to pick up a random book that I've had on my shelf for, God, a long fucking time. Picked up cheap at Book Outlet, I'm sure, because it's got the black mark on the bottom. Whatever. Okay, so I got tricked. I got fucking tricked. If you've been here a while, you know I'm a full fucking atheist. I got tricked into reading Christian fiction. So, I got tricked. I read the back. I read the little author blurb at the back. I looked at the Goodreads on my phone. Now I have an Android, so it does not show me genre in the app. So I did not know. I thought it was a historical fiction. Nothing anywhere. I looked at Storygraph. It wasn't tagged as Christian. I looked the normal places I would look. I did not read any reviews, because why would I read a review before I read the book? I'm not that kind of person. I don't want big spoilers and shit, you know? I don't really care what other people think. If it's something I'm interested in, I'm gonna fucking read it. Okay? So here's how I got fucking tricked. The fucking Goodreads app on the fucking Android does not tell you the genres, so I did not get the genre, even though it is clearly on the fucking website. So I was fucking tricked into reading Christian fiction, thinking I was getting historical fiction. So that's my number one. I'm angry at Goodreads right now. When am I fucking not? So that nothing in the description on Goodreads, Storygraph, or the actual fucking book would indicate that this book heavily involves religion. Nowhere. The closest we could come that I'm thinking about now, when I was reading the fucking author thing at the back, you know, the little blurb of this is the author, tell shit about her. She's won something called a Christie Award, which I'm now wondering is actually pronounced Christie Award, which is one of the most fucking cringe-ass things I can fucking think of to call your fucking award. Alright? So, I got fucking tricked. But by the time I got tricked and realized what was actually happening, I was like, I like some of this, but I'm gonna be angry by the end of it. And lo and behold, that's what fucking happened. Alright? So, I read Until the Dawn by Elizabeth Camden. Okay, so the reason I had picked up this book originally is because our little heroine here, Sophie, lives in the Hudson River Valley in the late 1800s, and she's running a weather station for the National Weather Service. She's on this big estate that's been abandoned by the rich owners, and they just pay them to, like, keep it up, you know? She's got this little town. I was like, it's fucking here for this, right? You know? So, imagine my surprise when that's not what it turns out to be. Okay, so, I'm just gonna start with the things I did like about this book, because there are some of them. There's a bit of a mystery to it. We have a mysterious family that thinks they're cursed, that's never been to this fucking estate that she's taking care of, and they mysteriously show up, touting all these mysteries of their own. Into that. What's a good historical fiction without some kind of fucking mystery to it? Am I right? Alright, so, I like the estate. The description of the estate's grounds, fucking beautiful. There's like a river, and there's a like farmland to it, and there's a forest, and like there's so much like, there's like beekeeping, there's an orangery, and it's just like, it's a cool fucking place. It sounds fucking cool. Alright? So, that's one thing. Two things. I like there's some romance to it. I like the grumpy to her sunshine kind of thing going on. And the fact that it's also sort of an enemies to lovers, except that you can't really call it lovers because, you know, it's fucking Christian fiction and it's fucking clean as hell, and, you know, there's like 3 kisses in the entire book and only 2 of them are on the lips, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not lovers. Enemies to, oh, I guess we're friends who are getting married or some bullshit. I don't fucking, yeah. Anyways, those are the things I like about it. It's literally where it stops. Alright, things I did not like about it. I did not like the Algonquin slander present in this book. One of the, like, founding brothers of the estate and the town are, like, supposed to be murdered by the Algonquin, even though that they were, like, good people with them. Like, it plays it off like, you know, they were so nice to them, they were so good with them, and then, you know, they slaughtered them, and it's just like, the Algonquin in this were just used as, I don't even know how to describe it. It's such a weird thing to have happen with the Algonquin in this book that I don't even know how to describe what happens with them without you having to read the whole fucking book. But basically, you know, they're saying that the Algonquin cursed them. And then these I'm gonna spoil it for you because I don't give a fuck. These Algonquin mysteriously appear at the end of the fucking book, looking kind of white. And, oh, they're related. By like 5 fucking generations ago. But they're related. And I'm just like, how fucking convenient. Invite them for dinner, bitch. Alright. I also hate how they play out the estate. This lovely estate that I've told you about, where things grow and it's nice and natural and all of this. Yeah, they play it out like it's fucking Eden. I'm sorry. Eden's not gonna be in fucking New York. Yeah. Fucking bizarre. I don't things magically grow that shouldn't. And then one of them is fucking explained and you're like, okay, so things don't magically grow, and then he's just like concedes like, oh yeah, that thing that I did, everything else is magical. And you're just like, what the actual fuck? Okay. I did not like how the grandfather is made out to be fucking crazy. He is an old man, yeah, he's a rich, old, eccentric man. But he dabbles in, like, the spiritual things of, like, other cultures and religions. Just, like, out of interest, basically, trying to find, and they just make it out like it's, like, the worst thing in the world. He is fucking crazy because he believes all these different spiritual things. He likes tarot cards. He you know, meditates. Like, all this weird-ass shit that only fucking bothers people if you're fucking Christian. I'm saying fuck so many times in this video. So angry. Okay, so that's another thing I fucking hate. I fucking hate that the mere presence of Sophie, a good Christian woman, could literally change, like, an entire household of men's behavior. Like, as I said, the men are rich, they think they're cursed. There's a little boy, there's his dad, there's a gap because that dad's dead, and then there's the grandpa, who is actually the kid's great-grandpa, we calls him grandpa. Okay. There's a bunch of, like, bodyguards, and then there's a bunch of scientists, and it's just like, everyone loses their fucking mind over the presence of Sophie because she's just got this energy about her, being a good Christian and knowing how to cook, that she can just, like, change these men's hearts and minds into being, like, good fucking Christians too. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? In addition to that, side note on that, she actually makes, like, our atheist main leading man into a fucking Christian just from her love and her presence. And I'm just like, that's where I really started to hate the book. I was like, I can tolerate religion in a book. Even if it's doing this, I can tolerate it. And then as soon as it's like, oh my god, maybe I believe in God, maybe I'm not an atheist, I was like, no, fuck you. Like, it sat there for 4 days. I didn't want to read it anymore, but I had, like, 3 chapters left at that point. 4 chapters, 5 chapters. Not a lot of chapters left. And I was like, fucking fine. I will fucking finish this because I've already wasted so much time on it. I am not going to DNF it at this point and not have my Goodreads challenge met for the year. So there's that. That is the biggest... Oh, okay. Spoiler point here. She is so into taking care of her fucking weather station, and it is delightful, and you're just like, oh, little girl in the sciences, this is fucking great. Woman wants to do science, she's like advocating for her town, they're gonna get like the weather service here, and like, look at this, and then you're just gonna do this, and it's gonna be great for the town. And you're just like, yeah, fucking go girl. Okay, well, the guy from the weather service is like, yeah, no, we're not gonna hire her, and tells it to the guy that she's like romantically involved with, and she overhears it, and she's just like, oh my god, you know. And then like 6 months to a year later, they're like, we're gonna build the thing here, you like won the bid, we're gonna build a weather service station here that's like manned by people, but like, yeah, we're definitely not gonna hire you. And it's like, it says that she was weepy for a week, and then that same week she discovered that she was pregnant, and all weepiness left her. And I was just like, so she gives up on her hopes and dreams because she got pregnant. Get so fucking fucked. Like, I gave this book the best that I fucking could, and it just repeatedly pissed me off. Like, for the first half of the book, I was like, this is fine. And then it was like a third to 3/4 of the way through that I was like, what the fuck am I actually reading? Did I get fucking tricked into this? And then I was just like, I'm so fucking angry that nothing anywhere fucking said that this was Christian fiction. I was getting historical fiction about a girl who loves the weather. I love the weather. Weather is so fucking cool, alright? And then it's just like, you get this instead. Changing an entire family of men into Christians. The mere presence of your good bosom. Alright, I'm not telling you how many ratings are on this, or what they are, because I didn't look them up, because I don't give a fuck, because I just wanted you to know how much I hate this. So if you're a Christian who's here because you're like, oh, a review of this book I want to read, I hope you had some fucking fun, bitch. Alright. That's that. I'm done. Thanks for hanging out. Like, share, subscribe, whatever the fuck. This was my rant on Christian fiction. I'll see you next time.